Hi everybody, welcome to the Meta Report. I'm Baz the Bard and I've been joined by Scott Mines. How are you doing, Scott?
I'm all right. Can't feel my face. Absolutely exhausted. Other than that, I'm doing all right. Thank you very much, Baz. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. You're a busy man, mate. You're a busy man.
Yeah,
You're everywhere.
I am right now, yeah.
Twitter is pinging off. It's just like, oh, Scott's posted again. But we're here today to talk about Fab and the road to national season. We're on week 3. Week 3's been completed. We will check out all the results for Ireland and the UK covering week 3. But before we do that, let's talk about the partners for the show. Sort of like by the same token, they do tokens for Flesh and Blood. You can go and check them out. And if you're a patron, you can get 10%. Thistle Tavern are a singles retailer for Flesh and Blood, and you can check those ones out and pick up those vital cards as we head into Pro Tour season. Plus, if you're a patron subscriber, you will get a 10% discount off of coaching services from Shahmir Samee. Fantastic player, made Pro Tour top 8 for Pro Tour 2. Baltimore.
Yeah, semi-finalist at Lille, really good at Runeblade, really good at Fab. Also my partner in crime for all things commentary based. He's really good, and I recommend going to him for coaching if you're looking for that kind of thing.
Indeed. There'll be a link in the description to Still Fur's video, which he did some coaching with Shahmir, so you can check it out. All right. Okie dokie. So let's get cracking. We are going on to, these are all the heroes' performances for the road to national so far. So I've added up all their wins. The red arrows going down is if they've won less than they did in week 1 to week 2. If they're going up in green, they've won more events in week 2 than they did in week 1. And if it's a grey one going left and right, then basically they've won just as many as they did the week before. So we can see what heroes are actually performing as this meta actually shapes up, and which ones basically are just not cutting the mustard at the minute.
Yeah, it's a rather interesting dynamic, this, actually. It looks like, in general, you've got a lot of heroes on the rise, and that would be indicative, I think, of the fact we were definitely the anti-Kano week last week, right? We saw him come out of the woodwork in week 1, put on a clinic, and then everyone remembers they have to respect Wizard, and slowly but surely those decks that prey on people respecting Wizard, when there's less tech cards, less problems in their way, they start kind of pushing their way back up the ladder as Kano makes his way down. So yeah, good to see a lot of more green arrows here than red ones.
It shows how open the meta is, and it shows that people are diversifying into classes and not actually just going, I'm going to play one hero. People are going, right, I am a Bolton player, I'm playing Bolton, and Bolton's like pulling in the results now. I mean, he did it from the Calling Liverpool, even sort of like Ukili Bender did it a couple of weeks before in an event before Heavy Hitters came out. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see sort of like KO and Victor, you know, they're both on 17 wins. They're both performing better than they did from week 1. You know, Heavy Hitters like has really landed and showing how powerful those heroes are.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You take a look at this, and of the 6 heroes here with 10 or more wins, 3 of them are from the brand new set. You really can't argue with that. That's 3 existing options if you don't like Heavy Hitters, and 3 brand new ones to explore if you did, which is about as, comfortable as a metagame as we could possibly hope for heading into a Pro Tour.
Indeed. Righty. So let's go to Ireland. They had a draft. Gamers World in Dublin. So this is their drafts, I should say. 2 Betsy, 2 KO, 2 Olympia, 1 Kasai and 1 Reinar. So quite surprising, sort of like only 1 Kasai.
Yeah, this is a bit of a misleading pod, I think, actually. This is about normal. It's just a little bit weird in the way it's broken down. We're on 3 Brutes, 3 Warriors, 2 Guardians, which is kind of what I expect to see from most of these pods, if it's not 1 Guardian and 1 extra of one of the other ones. Big surprise here, as you say, 2 Olympia over Kasai makes you think maybe this pod happened to open multiple copies of Prize Galea. Maybe someone got the Galea and someone got the ante to be the reason to kind of make the swing over. But otherwise, it looks like it's a fairly balanced draft pod, and most people are going to be very comfortable with their deck.
Righty, so let's see how the top 4 shapes up. This is the top 4.
Okay.
A little bit different. Jonathan Shortle, I don't know, on Kasai. Dave Kerr on Betsy. Dylan Thompson on Olympia. Now, Dylan, he's like the big dog in Ireland. If you don't know him by now, He's won 3 Pro Quest 3s. He's won a Skirmish 6, 2 Skirmish 7s, and he is the current Irish champion for Flesh and Blood. And then we've got Carl Boyle on Olympia as well. So yeah,
Dylan does get around. Had the pleasure of meeting them, I think, at Worlds this year, just gone. Very clearly a very good player. This top 4 is something, all right. Both Olympias making it through is definitely a statement to their decks being quite strong, which would really lead me to believe they've got those specializations to push them in the right direction. But apparently all the brutes just having a bad time at the office and not a single one making the cut, which is quite impressive, honestly.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's just like you'd have thought that 1 KO would have got through. But shall we see who makes it into the final?
Oh, that's incredible.
It is the prize fighters themselves.
That's spectacular. I'm basically flipping a coin here in terms of deciding who I think wins this, given that they're both equally likely to have equally strong Olympia decks. I can imagine the mirror match of this one is quite fun. I think based on the fact I am familiar with Dylan and unfortunately not familiar with Carl, if I have to flip the coin, I've got to go that way, and I'll give it to Dylan.
Okay. Carl got it on this one. There we go.
Well done, Carl. Look at you. Now I know who you are.
We can start talking about you now. You're in my record sheet. Well done, Carl. Congratulations for that Road to Nationals. Should we see him open his gold foil?
Yeah, let's take a peek.
Everyone loves a gold foil.
Oh, that was me thinking it was the saber. Got my hopes up and everything.
Oh, yeah, because the saber's on the table.
Yeah, threw me off for a second. I've seen a few Coat of Frosts opened on social media this week. Let's hope it's not another one of those.
It's not.
Oh, spoilers. What have we got? Ooh, breaking scales.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
That one's really good. Talk about picking one up for part of the misfail. That one's going to be getting a little bit better, I think, in the near future. So great hit. Yeah,
he did really well there. Well done, Carl. Let's see how the Irish meta map is shaping up. So we have Stephen Manning at the top on Kano, and then over in Dublin, Carl Boyle on Olympia. There is one more RTN to go. And that will be concluded next week. But let's see who has qualified so far. So Jack Canty, Stephen Manning, Conor McGrath, Tig Treacy, Carl Boyle, Dave Kerr, Jonathan Shortall and Dylan Thompson. Dylan would have qualified anyway because he's national champion. So they get an entry automatically. So you can't be having not being able to defend your title.
No. We had a discussion about that last year when it didn't look like it was going to happen. And I think that would be the biggest waste going. You cannot be a national champion and not be invited back to try and back-to-back. It's such a waste. So good luck to Dylan with that endeavour. Hopefully they manage to pull it off. Indeed.
5th to the 7th of July is when their nationals are, and hopefully you guys will give me the details and we can say who won. Right, so let's go over to the UK. Incon Gaming in Cheltenham, 21 players. This is the rub. 5 KOs. KOs are all coming out. He's a very popular hero now. But we shall see if he makes it. What do you think of this one?
This is quite an interesting little breakdown. Still happy to see this sprinkle of one-offs that we're continually commending as we go. Just people playing the heroes they're comfortable on and they enjoy. 3 Dory is quite a lot. She's I think she got a lot better with heavy hitters, honestly. She picked up a lot of toys indirectly from the other warrior support going around, but she's definitely been less popular than Kasai, maybe just from fan favorite syndrome. Maybe people are just obsessed with a new hero, but little surprised to see 3 of them. Azuri is one that's kind of on the uptick right now. I know people think she's got a fantastic matchup into Victor. And if Victor was the big dog last week, it makes sense that we are seeing a little bit more Assassin on the waves.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no Victor here for them to prey on.
Such a shame. Where are all the Guardians? Oh, that's right, in a different country. We don't do that here.
Yeah, well, exactly. There's none there. But Dory definitely is a really popular pick at the minute. But let's see who made it into the top 4. Okay, James Micklewright on Katsu, Matthew Folkes on Kasai. He was an awesome Kasai player for when she was in Blitz only. Sam Parry on Rhinar, and Jacob Clements makes it into another top 4 with Dory.
Still rocking that Dory deck. I'm very much expecting Jacob to turn up to the Pro Tour with it at this point, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. This is a really cool split, mix of old and new. Literally in the ultimate way, 2 WTR heroes, 2 brand new heroes from heavy hitters here. As this real mix of everything. Some great names up here. Some really interesting matchups in the way they play out as well. So looking forward to seeing who made the top 2 on this one.
Sure, shall we? There we go. So this is becoming a bit of a regular matchup for finals. We saw this final in Dice Cup. No, it was a top 4 match in Dice Cup. This one was. But Sam Parry with KO versus Jacob Clements on Dory. I didn't do what the... Sam Parry's won a skirmish. And Jacob Clements has won quite a few. That was really remiss of me, wasn't it? I wrote it all down. Let's go back. With the power of editing, let's go back. Because that's really bad. Matthew Folks, Pro Tour champion. Pro Tour number 2 in Baltimore. He was a champion of that. Nationals champion.
Lille, you mean?
Sorry, Lille. Nationals champion 2021. RTN 2023. Sam Parry Skirmish 8. Jacob Clements RTN 2023. Skirmish 7. ProQuest 4. Okay, so now I've done it properly. Okay, who do you think's made it into the final, Scott?
I don't know. I mean, you certainly can't write out Matthew Folks, but for some reason, I'm going to have to in this spot, and I'm gonna guess that it was Jacob and Sam. I've got a feeling.
Oh my God, you're right. Okay, right.
Weird.
Who won?
Now this is a tough one because depending on who you ask, this matchup is favoured either way, and I do have an inkling as to the list that Jacob's playing.
He's changed it. He changed it from
last
week.
Like, he changes it quite a lot. He's been trying out things, which doesn't make that easy. I think in the dark, without any insider knowledge, I'm going to say that Sam took this down.
Okay. He didn't. Jacob.
I'm batting badly this week. Oh no.
Yeah, he didn't do very well against KOs the week before at Dice Cup. He upped his list, changed it, come up with a few more tricks, and took it certainly worked.
Very nice.
Yeah, certainly worked. Okay, so shall we see what he opens?
By all means.
Yes, of course we will.
The shout out, gotta love it.
People are getting pretty professional now on their gold foil pack openings.
I'm gonna have to think of a weird way to do it. See if I can open it with a box cutter or something. Got to add some extra flair to the video somehow.
It's how sticky the actual seal is. I think a lot of people are getting unstuck.
They're still tight. Yeah.
Jacob certainly is travelling around a lot this season. Right, okay.
Yeah, if you've got the ability, certainly do. And it's paying off for him in spades. Oi, Centauri Saber's a good one.
It's a very good one.
Those are in demand at the moment. Both sides are available in the pack now.
Mm-hmm.
With all the Kasai fanboys and fangirls out there, all the Bolting combo players and the like, there is going to be a good number of those Sabers being sold off to, I think.
Yeah, indeed. He was really happy when I spoke to him in Mana Screw. He was so happy with that pull, and now he's on the hunt for the other side.
The other one, yeah.
Right. We are going to go to a draft in Rising Phoenix Games in Middlesbrough. This one is probably the most unusual pool I've ever seen. Are you ready?
Enlighten me. I'm looking forward to it. Oh.
Top 8. This is 4 Betsy, 3 Kasai, and a KO. Oh, my God.
If I were that KO, I'd be in Christmas land. I think that's a very, very good draft pod for you. And I imagine some of these 4 Betsies have got some number of cracked baubles in their decks. It's not a nice place to be when you're in the 4 Guardian pod.
No, but it's just you just think what. I'm just thinking, I'm not going to go KO. No matter what, I'm not going to go KO because everybody else is going to go KO, and then the pool
and everybody else
out.
had the same thought process. It's one of the magics of drafting this set, especially if you're trying to keep yourself open and pick those hybrid cards early so that you can read better signals. It's very easy to accidentally train wreck a draft when someone passes you a really good, like a red concuss 5th or 6th, and you think you're fine to go into Guardian. Well, it turns out they've been taking all those Guardian hybrid cards and they're about to cut you off. It can go both ways, and definitely not happy to be in a Guardian seat in this draft pod.
Okay. Shall we see how well this KO player did?
Let's see. Oh my god.
Okay, so Duncan Watt on Kasai, Jake Warburton on Kasai as well. Yeah, he's a Pro Tour 2 top 8. Must have been at Lille. Was it Lille?
No, Jake was PT3, I believe,
right.
in Baltimore. No, Baltimore was PT3. New Jersey was PT1.
Okay.
Jake made Baltimore top 8 on Azalea, and had a great time doing so.
Yeah. Adam Collins, commoner at the Calling in Liverpool. He won that one, and he's already won an RTN at EH Gaming on week 1. And there he is again. And then Adam Harbinson, who must have been getting all the good brute cards on Betsy.
I mean, yeah, I feel sorry for the KO in this draft pod. Something definitely went wrong, and that can happen. It's worth saying that there's a lot of spots in this format why Kasai is such a popular choice in draft and sealed. That she can just have these red combat tricks, and it can be correct for you to accept that you'll block and take 3 sometimes, and they've got 2 of them, and you take 6 and you die out of nowhere. It's definitely a very real thing that can happen. So it's not that the game was massively poorly played or anything. It's just a bit of a rough break for our KO, and to see all of the Kasais kind of putting up a fight here is quite the testament. I'm not that shocked. I did not expect to see many Betsies in this top 4. So if there is no KO, this tracks.
Okay, so top 2. Jake versus Adam Collins. So Jake, we say, is a veteran of Flesh and Blood by now, a very good player. Helped develop the Prism deck that Rob Catton went on to win Battle Hardened Liverpool. And Adam Collins, who is the new blood on the block, he's doing well. Commoner winner, RTN winner. This must have been one heck of a final.
I can imagine, yeah. Both these players are very, very high caliber. I find it hard to bet against Jake the Baker Warburton, but I've been wrong every time so far. So we're going to go for Adam, assuming that I'm wrong again. Damn it! Yeah, you don't bet against Jake. Jake's really, really good at Flesh and Blood. That makes sense.
Mate, you did really well last week. You, yeah.
Yeah, I got to balance my ranges. I can't always be batting above average.
Okay, we've got a gold foil. No, the gold foil wasn't open, sorry. Gold foil wasn't open. Jake kept that. This is Cole's Judge Pack.
Oh, okay.
So
some goodies in here as well, though. Plenty to look forward to. Sing Blow would be a good one. Less of a good one. Chains of Eminence is a miss. I'm going to use the word a miss in this case. Not a particularly stellar hit. But hey, you never know in the future. It's a generic card. Maybe it finds a home somewhere.
Mm-hmm. That's his second one. He opened his first at EH Gaming. EH Gaming in York.
Well, you wait until Chains dominating Living Legend, and you might be able to make some money off of those.
Let's go to ProTech Games, the lovely Lee Dalton up in Stockton-on-Tees, 22 players. Looks like this is where the Azaleas go. Used to be really brute. Used to have a lot of players for brute up at ProTech and Guardian because Chris Sweeney's up there. But yeah, for Azalea was a bit of a surprise when these numbers came in.
Yeah, I know a few people made their way up ProTech way, and they wanted to test out some Azalea math and thoughts before they took it off to the Pro Tour, or at least to see whether they wanted to take it off to the Pro Tour. So, not that shocked to see them turning up in numbers. I had a feeling that one of the events this week was going to be full of them. Happy to see ProTech getting an RTN here. I do miss Lee quite a lot. I don't get to see him anymore, sadly. But I'm glad to hear it's all going well up there, fab wise for all these folks.
Mm-hmm. Right, let's see how the top 4 go. So, Misha Senins on Victor, Jude Fisher on Kasai. So he switched from Dromine, gone to Kasai. Rob Catton, Battle Hardened Calling Liverpool winner, Skirmish Season 6, 2 Skirmish Season 7, 2 Skirmish Season 8, a Pro Quest 4, Worlds 2022 top 8. And numerous others. Yeah. He did the PTI event at UK Nationals 2022. And he did the PTI event at UK Nationals 2021. He's
also got my number, does Rob? Doesn't matter what we're playing, what the matchup is, or what it looks like. I am dead in the water as soon as we sit down. It's a great problem for me to have.
He's done 3 three pro quests now. Sorry, 3 RTNs, different hero each time. So you play Prison.
Makes sense. Obviously, he's got a Pro Tour coming up. I imagine he's just fleshing out his options, trying different things, and seeing what feels good. So,
And then we have Kevin Appleby on Azalea. Okay, so let's see who is in the final. Right, Jude Fisher on Kasai versus Kevin Appleby on Azalea.
It's a really interesting matchup, actually. I don't have the pleasure of having played this one all that much. My instinct would be that Kasai can often be left a little bit sad with too many cards if they're not able to block out dominated attacks. So my gut is going to have me leaning towards Kevin on Azalea here.
Okay. You are correct. Well done, mate.
One of them.
You're off the block. Well done.
We're on the block. We'll take that.
Yeah. Righty. This is the gold foil.
Take a cheeky peek. Loop. Oh no!
Hexagon.
Not a hexagon. I mean, it could be worse. It's a majestic. It's better than a random bog standard common. But in terms of majestics, it is the miss. It's not the one you're looking for. At least not right now. Until they give us that sweet flail support at some point in the near future, and then I'm sure it'll be very, very good.
Indeed, one day it'll be good. If you want to check out a game that has a hexagon in it, Dice Cup Round 1 for the RTN that I did. Ryan Jackson, he's got a hexagon, so you can check out how it actually plays. Cole's done his judge pack. Do you think he's going to get another Chain of Eminence?
It's only fair, right? You need to complete that playset. You can't be having 2 cold foil Chains of Eminence. That's the worst number to have, apart from maybe 0. Oh, Tekla-Vossen. Okay, bad. That's actually not too bad.
That's all right, that is.
Yeah, better than the adjudicator stuff for the most part, and definitely, I got a feeling these cold foil heroes, the Vincent, the Tekla-Vossen, that have been tucked away in these judge packs, they're going to be rivaling Icelander in price once the decks are playable and in demand. So it's a good hit, and I think will age well, assuming the Tekla-Vossen does as well.
Yeah. Right, Dyson Destiny Canterbury. So southeast now, 22 players. Victor Guardians are popular here, but a whole host, a smattering of single heroes. I don't know if they've had a new influx of players, but sort of like a Adagio, a Tekla-Vossen, and a Max are all here in the lineup to play.
Yeah. I first of all, shout out to Dyson Destiny here. This is a pretty incredible looking meta game with all these one-offs, but specifically shout out to that Dash.io player, because I love that deck to bits and I cannot get it to work. So fair play to you for being the brave soul to take it into this room, and I really hope you did well with it.
It's the overpowers and so you can get your boom grenades off. But sadly,
it's more the running out of deck problem that tends to be an issue a lot of the time. But
sadly, Dashio didn't make it. Charles Wallace on Victor. Finley Shepherd, runner-up at Battle Hardened Liverpool with Bolton. And he beat Matt Rogers. Yeah, he beat Matt Rogers at the Calling in Birmingham. So he does very well on Bolton. Callum Young on Levia and Tom Jones on Azalea. So quite a spread.
And it is good to see some Monarch supporting here as well. Again, very happy to see Bolton finally putting up some results. A little bit more Azalea, also good in my books. So I look forward to seeing how this one broke down and who made the final.
Yeah, considering how Levi's performed outside of the UK, she hasn't really made it into top 4s.
She's a real mixed bag, is Levi. I think the deck is actually quite good right now, but it is competing for the same kind of tournament equity as KO. So you need to pick your battles and have your reasons. And to be fair, an uptick in Illusionist is certainly a heck of a reason to play Leviah instead. There's a whole lot more actual 6s in that deck, so good to see her.
Right, so final. Finley Shepherd on Bolton versus Tom Jones on Azalea.
This is quite the matchup in general. Obviously, Finley's an incredible Bolton player at this point. Let's put that to work time and time again. But I do not believe that Azalea is a matchup Bolton wants to see. And so I am going to go with the the singing specialities of Tom Jones here in this case.
It's not unusual for Azalea to be Bolton.
For Azalea to be Bolton, you are correct.
Nice one. Well done, Tom. Well done. Shall we see a gold foil open? This is yeah. Oh, he says I got to push the button. There we go.
Yeah, give him a bullseye braces. Go on. That's the one we want to see. That's like the third time we've had that question this week. You got all these new gold foil winners who don't know what direction they're facing. Let's take a flip. Okay, that's okay. It's at least one of the ones that does see play periodically, as opposed to the chest or something. So yeah, we'll take some Iron High Gauntlet. It's got a soft spot for that one. It's done some good work for me in Icelander in the past, so not too bad.
You can even bling out your commoner deck with it. Will look all right.
You can. That is a legal game decision you are allowed to make.
Skyward Fire Games in Lowestoft. Let's go there now. So this is East Coast. We're in Norfolk. So this is pretty spread as well. Loads of singles again, and 17 players.
Yeah, good to see this. I am not massively familiar with Skyward Fire. But this looks like a really sweet meta game, and it looks like a lot of these players probably had a lot of fun. Cool to see just the only heroes that are being played as 2-ofs here being Levia and Dorinthia. So, yeah, good stuff.
It's weird because traditionally, like Norfolk Way is all brutes. So it's just like, okay, where are all the brutes gone? There are 3 there. But yeah, I thought there would have been more than that. But let's get on to the top 4. Top 4 is Matthew Smith on Katsu, Michael Coombs on Kasai, Kwon Chan on Phi, and Nick Walsh on Dorinthia. So another nice,
it's a really good little mix here. Yeah, 2 ninja, 2 warrior. Taylor's oldest time. This one. Been playing these matchups for a while, and good to see these heroes still getting the licks in with the best of them.
Yeah. Let's get on to the finalists. Michael Coombs on Kasai and Kwon Chan on Phi. I didn't have any information on any of the players, so I haven't forgot it this time. They are just all new players to me.
I love to see it. This is a really interesting matchup. I know a lot of people are singing the praises of Phi right now. I'm not entirely sure I agree, but it's good to see there's some confidence there.
He's not a popular pick, though, at the minute.
No, it's not. It's not. And people are definitely not getting their playtest games in against Phi, maybe as much as they should. I do think, however, Valiant Dynamo stands to be very good against Phoenix Flame. And so it's hard for me not to side with Kasai here.
Okay. And it was indeed. Michael Coombs, congratulations. Well done for winning that one.
Well, pulling it back. Congratulations, Michael.
There is no Goldfall video. I'm sorry, everybody. No. But I do know what he opened. And he opened a corker. Ragamuffin's hat.
Ooh, Ragamuffins is a good one for all those sweet Kano players who, once they have bought their eye over a video, have nothing else to spend their money on. So you can certainly grab them for a gold foil Ragamuffins. It's a good one.
Yeah, it was a really good pull. Okay, so this is the biggest one of the weekend. I was here recording. This is my local, and it was, I was really, really good. The videos will be coming out. This video comes out Tuesday, and then all the other videos will come out sort of like Wednesday through to Saturday. Mana Screw in Northampton, 29 players. Now, you said there has been an uptick in the amount of Dory players and a popularity. 5 Dorinthias, 1 was Decimator, the rest were kind of like a hybrid.
Yeah, the hybrids are mostly what I expect. There's a few folks who are on hard Decimator, but the common conclusion seems to be that you don't need to be. The Decimator plan can be kind of played as a sideboard switch package and be good enough in the matchups that you want it without dedicating all your main deck space to it. I do think that deck is very popular at the moment, and people think it's got a very good matchup spread against the room. So I'm really not surprised to see too many of it here. KO showing up in numbers. Yeah, all of this makes a lot of sense. Congratulations to the Rhinar and the Max. You're the ones that only really surprised me here in any capacity, and I hope you managed to pull off a miracle.
Rhinar was George Roger. And
George.
He did well. The Max was Ben Troth. I got a video of his as well. he basically in rounds 2 and 3 he went full nitro mechanoid and absolutely stomped on his opponents. So I got him on for the next round on camera. He pulled KO and he said to me, he's like, "I'm really sorry, Barry, I can't play nitro mechanoid into this matchup, I'm afraid." So
no, he cannot. It turns out getting your mechanoid arg smashed or smashing performance is really bad, and you cannot take that risk in the face of Brute. So a bit of a shame to lose your big flashy finish, but hopefully you did all right.
Yeah. Victor's didn't do very well at all in this one. Right, but shall we see who did?
Go on, let's take a peek, shall we?
Okie dokie. Ben Westmore on Katsu, he won a skirmish season 7. George Roger on Reinar. So three times ProQuest 3, 2 RTN 2023, UK National Champion 2022. Hamish, he won an RTN back in 2022. So well done, Hamish, on Bolton. And Noah Hicks, Skirmish 6, Skirmish 7, RTN 2024 in Church of the D20. I had a phone call with Hamish sort of like the day before the event, sort of like, and I asked him, I was like, "Hey, why aren't you taking Bolton? Bolton's doing really well." And he said to me, he was like, "I've already sleeved it and I'm good to go." So it was just like, right, okay.
Always been a bit of a Bolton fanboy, as the lovely Hamish Chisholm Brown, who always gets mad that no one uses his full name, so I'll make sure that I do. Also, he does have a UK Nationals top 8 from all the way back in the Stone Age, so we'll give that to him as well. But this is a really, really good mix of heroes here at the top. Potentially some quite lopsided matchups, though, so I'm kind of curious as to how this one broke down as well.
Hamish played Noah, and Ben played George. Yeah.
Interesting. So if I had to hazard a guess here, I'm going to assume that Kano did the nasty to Bolton. Katsu and Reinar's a heck of a lot closer, though. I do think, if I had to guess, it's Katsu, but I'm hoping it's not.
Okay. This is the first time I've asked you who made it into the final. Here we go. Right.
Yeah, you have.
You were right. Okay. Okay.
We've pulled it right back.
That was a Baz bonus. There you go. Right.
There we go. We take those.
That would have been bad if you'd have got it wrong. Okay. Right. Katsu versus Kano.
Oh, no, this matchup's really tough.
See, it's just like KOs, Kanos, and Katsus. It's just like, oh my God. And Kasai.
Yeah,
there we go.
Certainly a good mix of the cereal brand heroes at the top of the heroes, all the Ks. This is a toughie. This matchup really does depend, in my opinion, on who has built their deck and how, and whether or not Ben decided that Kano was a real deck heading into this event. I am going to hazard a guess that he didn't, and I'm going to give this to Noah.
Noah is a phenomenal Wizard player. Absolutely phenomenal. You can see his games that I recorded versus Hamish, but sadly, he did not win, and Ben took it. It was a good game. Noah, he's such a good Wizard player. So I got him in the top 4 in the final. The game where he played versus in the top 8 versus Jacob Clements was absolutely unreal. It was just unbelievable. That was really, really good.
Looking forward to watching that one. I enjoy some good Kano versus good Warriors as well. But yeah, I'm not surprised to see this. The Katsu Kano matchup is genuinely quite interesting. It usually comes down to how both players have built their decks, and it's probably fair to say with Kano doing so well week 1, it's not completely off people's radars, and to hear that Katsu took it down is not massively shocking.
Ben only had AB2.
AB2 will do the job for sure. So it's a whole lot better than looking at AB1 at least.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, Ben played a corker. It was very cat and mouse. So congratulations, Ben. Well done. Fantastic win. And a Mana Screw local. It's always nice when your local wins your event, isn't it? So
I mean, as someone who doesn't have a local, I have to disagree. Gotta go play Troublemaker at other people's game stores. It's the most fun you can have.
We'll show you a Traveller later. Right, okay, so this is the gold foil. So this is
look at that stunning Baz the Bard playing that underneath as well. Look at that.
Indeed.
Exceptional branding. There's a change of eminence.
Again, everywhere.
It's like, it's so miserable. I'm so sorry to all you chains owners.
Maybe that's
if you'd
the
like to
common
deposit
one.
them with me, I will take them off your hands at no charge.
But maybe he could swap it for a Teklevossen with Cole, and then Cole will have a play set.
Completely set, maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, might be able to arrange something.
Right, but this is Ben's gold foil, recorded by Hamish from Push the Point.
Let's take a peek. Oh, okay. Mage Master Boots is not too bad, actually. This is one that does see play. It's a good common. I got a soft spot for me Mage Master Boots as well. Robbing the Mage's shoes from the Kano is slightly rude, though. So yeah, do keep that one in mind in the future.
Yeah, they had a deal going with that one, so they kind of split what was going on. So sense. Nice. Right, okay, so let's see how the meta maps shape up. This is what they're looking like. So a nice spread. No real hero is dominating any area. What we've seen in the UK before, like we saw sort of like in Sweden, it's just like Bravo Fest. It's just like, yeah, it's so diverse. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's a good mix. I'm really happy to see just the room looking diverse. I made an appearance on a different podcast this week, which I'm not going to go into in too much detail, but they asked the same question as to whether this metagame was going to stay this way and whether we're in a utopia or a dystopia. And I don't think it's going to stay this way after Pro Tour Los Angeles. I think once we've kind of got a real tier 4 event screwed on, the meta will tighten up around most countries. So I'm really enjoying this influx of diversity before that happens. It's been really cool to see.
Yeah. As a more casual player, I think it's brilliant. It's like pick a deck and play it, and you can stand a good chance of doing well. I think as a high end competitive player, it's probably a lot harder because you want to hedge your bets against a certain deck and build your deck to play against either the top deck or.
I agree. I think
it's quite hard. It's a minefield.
I think this is better for the game in all. I think open meta games are very fun. They allow a lot of brainstorming, brewing, people to leverage their skills. But if you're preparing for an event like a Pro Tour, you're going to be having headaches right now. There's so many permutations. You don't really want to be leaving your Pro Tour chances up to the gem lottery. And I think that's going to push a lot of people towards the decks like Dash, like KO, that are just consistent, powerful game plans. Don't really care what their opponent's doing to try and mitigate some of that variance a bit. But we will have to see.
Yeah, the thing is that we have seen is the top players are always still rising, no matter what the meta's like. Like we've seen Rob make it into the top 4s, making it into the top 8s, Jacob Clements, Samee Braben, they're all there, all making it into the sort of like where it matters. And that's really sort of like testament to how good they are. Right, so that's the north of England. So let's get on to the Midlands. And again, another spread. There's no one class dominating at all. Kasai's kind of like she's picking up the wins in the draft, that's for sure. And then
I have to wonder how much of that comes down to the Deathmatch Arena leaderboard and the fact people really want that alternative art CNC that you'll get for winning one of these events on the right hero. She's definitely up at the top of that leaderboard right now, and I'm starting to wonder, the more I see her come to fruition, not only might she be the best deck in the format, but we're getting a lot more 4 Kasai pods as people desperately try and score themselves that bonus prize for winning an RTN as well.
Got to be in it to win it. Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, I'd say that, you know what? Honest to God, I think that special art CNC might be worth more than some of these gold foils. So a lot of people that are out there grinding for prizes, it makes sense that they're trying to draft the hero that they think is most likely to score that extra EV if that's what they care about.
Yeah, indeed. South of England, then we've got Azalea in Canterbury, Dory and Kasai again. Oh, I didn't underline the shops. It's a bit silly. Over to London area, so Bad Moon Cafe and Dark Sphere. Kano is no longer picking up the hits. I think Kano's got 2 and Azalea's got 2 now. They're the biggest hitters really that we've got.
For sure. Yeah. Wizard definitely on a bit of a downswing, but we know how this cycle goes at this point. You'll get another week or 2 of him on a downswing, and then everybody will think he's gone away again, and the cycle repeats indefinitely. That's That's how Kano goes.
He should do well at Pro Tour then, shouldn't he? Right.
I may or may not have stuck my claim on that one in an article coming out this week. I think Kano's going to show up, and I'm looking forward to seeing him do so.
Nice. Okay, so let's see. These are all the people that have qualified for nationals. Jacob Clements and Noah Hicks and Samee have all qualified 3 times. It's in alphabetical order. I'm not picking who should be top. All right. So
I mean, if you want to break the alphabetical order, clearly you've just got to win 3 of them or 4. You know, and then you get to the start of the list. So come on, folks. A few other people in here that's definitely capable of winning 4 of these things. Get out there on the last week and just lose your entire weekend to claim leaderboard dominance.
Indeed. So it's nice when you see multiple people or a person win multiple events. It didn't really last year. It only really happened with sort of like I think it was George Roger won 3 of them. So it's just like, you know what I mean? It's people are really putting time in.
There is a reason for that too. Obviously, with gold foils joining the RTNs this time around, there is less of a reason to scoop your friend into top 4 when you're playing for something that's got some real value to it. So we're seeing people play their games and really go to the limits in the finals, try and earn those big prizes.
Yeah, I think there's less people skipping. Because they've automatically qualified. They just go, okay, I don't want to enter because it will upset my elo. You are seeing the top players enter regardless, because there's gold foils on the line. So
I promise I'm not skipping for my ELO. I just can't get to any of them. So it's thankfully my ELO is good enough. I probably will qualify anyway. But it's definitely not a conscious decision, and I think that's the case for a lot of players this season. As you say, these gold foils are worth going out there and chasing.
Yeah. Let's go over. Let's do a recap of Sweden. So it is a Guardian meta over there. They love the victors. They're bravos. And doing really, really well. Well done.
Even in draft, we're not having anything that isn't a big hunky man. Like, it's just, no, that's all we get. We get in Sweden. You better be ready for Guardian if you're heading out that way.
Righty, these are everyone who are qualified for nationals. Now, I said about a traveller, Peter Brass is from Norway. So he made a comment on the last video saying, I'm not from Sweden.
Actually, yeah. I saw the comment, and there you go. It goes to show you that we really are a world traveller's game, and there are these people that will hop across to a foreign RTN and qualify for their own nationals while in another country, which I think is just exceptionally cool. So yeah, fair play to you, Peter, and congratulations on the qualification.
We had Javier do it for UK last year. He went home to Spain to see family, and he just joined an RTN, and he qualified, and he's like, oh wow, cool, qualified for the UK, brilliant. Well done.
Great. I think it's a fantastic part of what makes Fab so fantastic, to kind of see people popping across and being in different parts of the world and still taking the time to play this game that we all love while they're away. It's just really, really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so one last week to go. Okay, so this is where we're covering Fanboy 3. So hopefully you're going to be at Fanboy. That's the plan, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I will be there this time. I'm making sure I get to play at least one of these things this season. Whether or not I will be appearing on Baz's graphic is an entirely different problem. Because I want that CNC, so I guess I'm going to try and draft Kasai, and that might go really well. That might go really badly. We're going to have to wait and see. You'll
be fighting Liam for the Kasai cards.
It's not going to be much of a fight, is it? Let's be honest. He's definitely got that Kasai deck down to a T at this point, so I might be in trouble.
Yeah, George Jones is no slouch with Kasai either. So he's doing good.
I've got the wrong friends for this one, really, haven't I? But,
Yeah. So Dice Saloon down in Brighton, right on the south coast. The venue, southwest coast in Devon, and the double header in Scotland, Highlander games in Dundee, and then Mox in the Hole has got a draft, and they're putting on a flurry of prizes again. I would have thought that this would be the highest attending RTN of the season. And then we have the gathering in Limerick for the last time, sort of like the Irish community can qualify for their nationals.
Absolutely nuts event going on up at Mox in the Hole. When I'm done at Fanboy, if I start walking, I might make it. But it's a heck of an event. And again, if you're anywhere near the neck of the woods, I recommend going and playing. It's worth your time.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of talking to Jamie at Calling Liverpool, and he's a really nice guy. Yeah, and all of the staff at Mox in the Hole, when you go to the events, really, really friendly. So yeah, and it's showing how much they're fostering the community up in Scotland for sure. They're doing really, really good. Right. Without further ado, thank you to everybody. I say this every week, but really, I can't do this without you. My Discord goes nutty. Everybody sends me all the information, all the videos. I hope you enjoy watching all of them. So Alitria, Brian L in Ireland, Dylan Thompson, Man of Things, Dean, Erica Forslöv for everything from Sweden, Ewan, Cole, Bob, Stober, Mod, Dyson, Destiny, the Dizzy Tank, Diran. I forgot Mark Horn from Manascrew. Sorry, Mark. And all my patrons, Andrew Rayner.
Well, you get for being a local, I guess, Mark. You just forget to
I'm rushing again. Andrew Rayner, Bolful, Mike Kerslake, Callum Dorling, Darren Burdock-Latter, and Ross Hewitt. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you, Scott. You're awesome. As always.
My pleasure, my friend. Always happy to be here.
Just a announcement. The Meta Report will be a little later next week, week 4. Normally I record this on a Monday, but Monday is my 50th birthday. So please allow me sort of like one day off from doing this. But
just chuck him a drink on Patreon for his 30th birthday, folks, okay? Do me a favour.
You're 20 years too late, mate. It's my 50th.
No, I know what I said, Baz. I know what I said.
But yeah,
don't look a day over 30, mate.
Thank you. The thing is, I was always a fan of Steve Martin when I was growing up. I absolutely loved Steve Martin, and I went, I'd love to have hair like that. And then yeah, it did. 18, my hair started going grey. It's just like really
mate. I started losing mine at 17, so I sympathise. I did not get a choice on whether I kept mine or not. At least you got the silver fox thing going for you. Mine just slips down my face. That's all I've got going for me. Hats
do a wonderful thing.
They certainly do.
So, as Scott said, if you want to chuck me a birthday present, you can, join the Patreon or chuck me a tip via the link. I'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Scott, I'm going to ask.
Course. I could certainly sign you off. Thank you very much for joining us this week for the Meta Report, folks. It's been a pleasure to have you here. But until next time, I have been Howling Minds. That has been Baz the Bard, and you have been amazing. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you again soon.
Yeah.